What's up, my brothers and my sisters from another mister? In the last video I did on Thanos Death Notes, I left a little meat on the bone, and for that I was called a slacker, and someone in the comment section asked, did my mama raise me to finish all my food on the plate or something like that? But in this video is to make up for that meat I left on the bone, so to speak, and we are finishing this review. Thanos Death Notes is an anthology series with 3 stories. The last issue we covered 2 of the stories, and this is the third, The Tower of Death. Thor journeys into exploring some of Thanos' old journal notes on Titan. Thanos is lost in a time stream, presumed dead, but Thor knows he will return. Thor seeks to study his past in hopes of finding a way to prevent a terrible future, which we get in this story. Thanos has a private talk with Mistress Death about his first love before her. Despite Thanos telling Death he only loves her, she wants to know about Corella. Death wants to know who she was to Thanos. Thanos tells Death that she already knows the answer to all that, but she still wants to hear it from Thanos' mouth himself. We go into this flashback of Thanos as he recalls the telling of his tragic love story. On Titan, he loved his people and his world. His only wish was to serve them, to save them. His fellow Titans saw him as a corpse and beneath him, so he was shunned, denied friendship of camaraderie and love. For him to find a mate was all but forbidden. Until he met Corella. They share a moment together. Speaking of which, I'd like you to take a moment to like and subscribe to this channel if you like the content we're throwing up. Here at Rated Comics to do awesome comic book reviews, comic book related content with the occasional comic book giveaway. But now back into the content. Corella didn't see the monster when she looked at younger Thanos. She saw the spirit in him. Her voice soothed him, and when he looked into her eyes, he saw not just love, but the possibility of hope. For her protection, they kept their love a secret, but secrets have a way of escaping. Her family didn't share the same love and hope that Thanos did with Corella. They only saw an abomination. They wanted to interfere, but most of them did not have the courage to act. Key word is most, not all. The ones that did ended up sabotaging Thanos' ship before he set out to explore other worlds to find a solution about the growing concerns of overpopulation. He was to go alone, but Corella arrived, determined to accompany him. He didn't win the argument. Like he said, she gentled him. Then as they departed, the ship explodes and they have to prepare for a hard impact. When Thanos awoke, he couldn't move. His neutral systems were damaged from the impact. If Corella wasn't there, it's likely Thanos would have died. The pressure doors were damaged, sealed beyond Corella's powers to open them. As the burning fuel supply released lethal fumes that fueled the ship, all that they can do is wait for rescue. Corella admits to him that she probably should have stayed behind and listened to him, but at this moment, there was nowhere else in all the universe she would rather be than by his side. Because now she has something rare and beautiful, something that she can never hope for in her wildest dreams, and that is to save Thanos. The automatic distress signal was sent, but it will be nearly 2 cycles before help can arrive, and the air supply will only last 1 cycle. Corella chooses to sacrifice herself for Thanos. He doesn't want her to, but when it comes to overpopulation, as Thanos has said, it's mathematics. The numbers are the numbers, and when she ran those numbers in her head, it's in the name of love that she's doing it for, her greatest love. She goes to sleep in the corner and tells Thanos to live for her. Back to Thanos and Death, he reflects that it was truly an act of love what Corella did. What greater proof of love can there ever be than that? Death responds with, that's why she brought him here. To beat death is to maintain balance, or wish for pain and blood. If more live in a forest that can sustain, all die. Life must give way to death. But death, in turn, must create a space for new life to arise. Corella knew that if she remained, both will die. But what she did was an act of love. Death continues to tell him that if the universe is to survive, if the balance is to be sustained, then you must extend the gift she gave you. You must do what is necessary as an act of love. In the name of death, says Thanos. No, in the name of life, says Death. You can love us both. This story also reminds us of Thanos' perspective on killing half of all life in the universe. You might actually see his side of things. The story perfectly fits Thanos in his early life, and the story shows why it has a meaning to him and Mistress Death in the story's time frame. And that is the end of this story, The Tower of Death in Thanos Death Notes, issue number 1, a one-shot. What you guys think of the comic book? Comment below, let me know. Also, link in description if you wish to add this comic book to your comic book collection. And also, check out RatedComics.com if you wish to add any of our Rated Comics exclusives to your comic book collection. Support the art, support the industry. With all that being said, thank you again for watching. Until next time.